So I'm going 100% natural at the moment. No filters, no anything. This is my life at the moment. It's a bit of a mess. Trying to figure it out. Days are slow, sort of working on autopilot at the moment. Trying to figure out what comes next and how to move forward, I suppose. So much has happened at the moment. Yeah, the man that I believe that I love is in prison because he hurt me, and he is emotionally unavailable. And I was to blame for trying to get those emotions out of him, trying to have him feel so that we could share feelings in a relationship, and we could connect and keep that connection strong and going, and hopefully at one point move past the cycle of abuse and into a different chapter of the life that we wanted to have together. Whether we knew it or not, some research shows that they do know what they're doing, and other research will tell you that they don't, that it's just a product of their upbringing, and they really don't know any different. I would like to think that they didn't know any different, but unfortunately, from what I've seen and what I've witnessed, they do. They know exactly what they're doing when they do it. And pretending that they don't know what they're doing is just them playing victim and baiting you into situations where you will feel bad and be more submissive to them, more caring, more accommodating for their negative and bad feelings, for their abuse and the way that they treat you. They know exactly what they're doing. And it's really unfortunate because being a human being and having big emotions and being able to feel, you don't see the world to be anything other than what you're putting out there. But in saying that, being them, heartless, callous, cold, abusive, unsympathetic, no morals, don't respect boundaries, will lie to get what they want and what they need, will use people, even beautiful people. Well, everyone's beautiful, but it doesn't matter if you are or if you aren't in their eyes. You're still, it's all superficial. It's all just no soul to them. It's what they can get out of you. It's what they can use you for. They see the world. They see you as they see the world and as they see themselves. So exactly the same. I seen a man that had a big heart, and I thought it was beautiful underneath, despite the exterior and what he might have been trying to portray to me, I thought. But I was wrong. I was seeing him as I am. And when he didn't align with those actions and reciprocate or meet those actions back to me, handball them to me, I just couldn't work out what was going on. Because at first he would mirror me being a narcissist. So at first he was perfect. He was big-hearted and caring, kind, and a gentleman. It was everything that I seen in myself, seen that in him. So I got really confused when it got to a point where the mask slowly started to slip off. And I didn't see myself in him anymore. Instead, I was met with what I have described to him over time as a monster. Someone evil. And I said it many of times. An evil monster. Cruel. Careless. Not emotionally safe. Abusive. The language, the things that I was called, the way that I was made to feel, the things that he did. I would like to think that he didn't know what he was doing, but unfortunately that would be lying to myself, and I'm not going to start my journey, my chapter on my own away from him with lies to myself. I already had enough lies from him. The more that I was met with somebody that I didn't recognise, the more that I tried to understand and love. He admitted himself that the more I loved him for what he hated about himself, the more that he hated me for loving what was wrong with him. All he could do was fight me and push me away, because the more I loved him, the deeper I got, the more vulnerable he became. And the more vulnerable he became, the more exposed he felt. And instead, I was looking for a deep connection, and deep connection was unsafe. Because in his eyes, the deeper I got, the more I moved into the stuff that he didn't like about himself, that he kept hidden, the shame. And funnily enough, the more that I uncovered, the more I loved him. I loved him harder once I knew that that was there. I never judged it. I probably come across shocked. No, not come across. I was. There was a few things I was shocked by. Yep, don't get me wrong. He was far from perfect, but he knew that. And I knew once I got under that level that I was going to find out stuff that was going to shock me too, but I was prepared. I learnt to love it. The more I learnt to love it, the more he learnt to hate me. Ironically, I was trying to love a man while his love was trying to hate me. So it's almost better, in his words, at a level of his shame, that you don't have full interaction, connection, bonding, soul level knowing of who your partner is and who you sleep next to. No, apparently that doesn't exist. Apparently you need to sleep next to a stranger, not know anything about them at their core, share your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit with them, and really not have that deep-seated connection. Because if you did, you'd be sleeping with the enemy and not someone that you love or that loves you. It ended up getting me abused my other half is now in prison for deprivation of liberty, 11 counts of breaching a violent restraining order, family restraining order, agitated common assault, aggressive common assault. I have to read the paperwork. And in impeding someone's natural airways to breathe, which falls, as far as I know, not far under manslaughter. This is recent. This is within, I don't know, the last few days. All because I tried to love him for who he was. He explained to me a few days beforehand exactly what I just told you. The more that I loved who he was, the more he hated me. Because how could he accept someone and love someone who loves the parts of him that are not lovable? And if someone like myself can love the parts of him that are broken, it must mean that I'm broken too. It's far from the truth. I loved the parts of him that were broken because in my eyes, I loved him unconditionally. Yeah. I understand that it might not be this way with every man. There might be ones out there that allow you to, but I was married for 18 years prior to my ex, who's now in jail awaiting sentencing, I think next month. Both of them were strangers. Even after 18 years, my ex was a stranger. And then this one I loved. This one I loved. Beautiful. Soul, spirit, smile, eyes. Beautiful. I loved all the broken bits. Loved everything. Every single little thing. Except for the way he treated me, because I loved him. And towards the end, it was quite possible that love kills. I don't know how many years he's going to get in prison. I know that he didn't want to go back because the last relationship he had, he ended up in the same place. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot longer than I can wait. And what's the point in waiting if he gets out and loving him harder now that he's even more broken, and loving that part of him that he discovered he wasn't there if he doesn't discover his true self? I'd just be waiting for a disaster. I'd be waiting for my demise. I'd be wasting my life. Yeah, if I knew that he would heal in there and come out a better man. If I knew that the wait was going to be worth it. That he would do the inner work. That he would self-reflect. He would hold himself accountable. If I knew all that, I would wait for the rest of my life. I would wait forever. But the person he is and who he's brought up to be will only ever blame or point outwards. So I doubt he's missing me. I can only imagine he's blaming me for why he's where he is. Even though on that day, all I tried to do was love him. Still. Yeah. I love you. And you hurt me. Yeah, but I love you very much.